Since I posted I tossed the sole around, I've got a lot of questions about it, hoping I can answer some of those. So putter diameter, lower profile disc, it's here against the roach. You can see the height difference, the profile difference, and then the rim difference as well. When you look underneath, you know, no bead, really clean release. I would say it's akin to the way a zone or even a meteor feels. So if you're used to throwing those understable mids, or if you like throwing putters for approach shots and having a lot of control over them, being able to shape a lot of shots, this may be really interesting to you. With the flight numbers, 4, 5, -3, 0, I think they're pretty accurate, except that -3 is only accurate when you're throwing it really hard. On these 120-foot approach shots, you'll see that it really doesn't flip over that much. So there's a basket right there in the middle. I'm going to toss down towards that. Let's start with a Jawbreaker magnet. You can see it doesn't have a ton of glide to it, just kind of flips over and holds that line, dives. The Jawbreaker Roach will fly a little bit different. It's got a little more glide, pops out of your hand, pretty clean still, but flies a little straighter and picks its line and stays on it. This sole has a little bit of shape to it, so that high speed stability, we never really hit that -3, and then it fades out at the end. So this, you know, really shaped true lines. If I step up to a 250-foot, 260-foot shot like this, you can see with a little bit of hyzer, it flips up and over. If I put a little more hyzer on it, you'll see it flip up to flat and just ride the whole way. Actually glides past the basket here, and then finishes left just a little bit. So without a lot of power, you can really get a lot out of these. This is where it really gets interesting for me. I can throw these forehand shots that pop up from hyzer and over and finish left. Pretty interesting shape for some of the wooded shots, or little step outs like this from my ultimate background, where you just need to pan something over and have it fight where maybe a zone would fight too hard. The thing I really like about this disc is I can shape a lot of different shots with it, and I can throw hyzers and hyzers. I can throw these laser forehands in the woods. You know, things that pop up and ride flat, or hold over the whole time. It's just a really utility disc for me. When we go out into the field, you'll see the difference here. So if I throw that with just a baby hyzer, it comes up and over and pans right and kind of holds right most of the way. If I give it a little more hyzer, here's it popping up the flat. And then, you know, if I do throw it flat and low, just to show you that -3, you'll see it kind of burn over here into the ground. And that's really where that -3 comes in. And if I want to shape really big shots, putting this one left of the tree on purpose and then letting it pan back over, and you'll see it fight out a little bit. This is where I think this disc shines. Being able to throw these shots where a forehand would never get up and glide. You know, a little recap here. So lower profile, a little bit faster, a little more glide than a typical putter, typical disc in this diameter. Premium plastic of this is really nice for me because I scramble in the woods a lot with, you know, flip-up shots or forehands, backhands, being a 50-50 player. But, you know, the best thing about this disc for me is that it's not a one-trick pony. So in a shot like this, I could throw a hyzer flip, I could throw an anhyzer like this, I can throw a real flat shot, I could do a step out forehand, a big anhyzer forehand, or this really interesting step out kind of S shot. So if you just pop it up in between these trees, let it ride, and then it'll just kind of slowly fade out at the end and sit down. So I think there's a lot of potential in this disc. Hopefully seeing some of these lines helps.